Hey there, John here again, and I am at CES 2025, spending a couple of days here at the My Arcade booth, getting a good look of all the new products for the 2025 lineup. Now, one of the products, one of their showcases here, is the Gamestation Retro, which is more than just one device, as I showed you yesterday. It's a mega player, it's a handheld, it's a plug and play, all of that, plus the controllers. So, pull some of that stuff out of the cabinet behind me, take it back in the room, and take a closer look. All right, so let's take just a few minutes to go hands-on with everything that I can show you from the Gamestation Retro line. Now I have the Gamestation Retro Go here, I have the controller, I have the plug and play, I have the arcade joystick, all that to show you. The only caveat here, two caveats I guess. The first is everything I show you is preliminary. It can be changed, might be modified, could be tweaked. They have plans to make adjustments. And I can't yet turn on the Gamestation Retro Go on camera. I can tell you I have turned it on, and I have played Street Fighter, and I did beat Honda's butt. So yes, you can play this. It is working, a menu and everything. They asked me not to turn it on, but I give you a tour of the device. And here's that 8-inch 4x3 screen that absolutely takes the center here. Really nice display. I'm really happy with that. ABXY buttons. Now I learned these are all macro buttons, so you can maybe you want to program a dragon punch into that or something. Your D-pad is over here, and then you have the dial. Now this is a paddle, not a spinner. None of that's set in stone yet. I keep asking about why not spinners. It has to do with software complexities. It's not hardware access. I know we want a spinner. It's a paddle for now, but for the games you play, maybe it matters, maybe it doesn't. While we're here, let's talk about what else we can see. So we have the R1, R2, and L1, L2 over here. Across the top, you have power, very much like the Gamestation Go from Atari. A home button, micro SD, battery charging level. Here's the 5-volt in to charge the battery, HDMI out, headphone jack, and volume rocker, just as you would expect on a device of this type. Also has a kickstand on the back, just like the Atari version, so you can kickstand it. 2 USB ports here on the back to plug in your extra controllers. And it's forward-firing speaker. It's about all I can show you since I can't turn it on of this, but other pieces here. So let me show you. First, let's take a look. This is effectively the Gamestation Pro type device in the Gamestation Retro line. So this is the console that plugs in. It just looks kind of like a Gamestation Pro a little bit. Really, I can see there's a backlit My Arcade logo there. Maybe you can see that. I don't have it powered on here. Not much else to see. HDMI, headphone jack, or not, probably power in. It's not USB power. Look at that. It's got DC power in. So a little more power requirements for these devices than just USB. So that'll tell you something right there. USB-C in the front. And this does show a micro SD card slot in the front. I was under the impression these were going to be a closed ecosystem, and yet, look what I see there. Speaking of which, wait a minute. There's an SD card slot here. I thought there wasn't gonna be. Now, this could be great news, or this could be because it's preliminary. I don't know, but I just realized that myself, that these have a slot. So, wow. Okay, so while we're at it, we looked at that. Let's take a look at the controller. So this is the standard controller. There's a lot going on here, really. So you got a D-pad. You've got the dial, the paddle here. You have all the menu buttons, credit, settings, select, start, all that is up here. Here's the macro buttons, A, B, X, Y. There's a home button of some kind here. Looks like it's a double throw. I'm not sure what that is. On the top, you have L1, R1, and charging or connection here. And around the back, here are the M1, M2 macro buttons triggers. As I understood it, I think these have to do with programming. And these might have to do with execution. I don't know how that works exactly, but lots of buttons on this, and some are moved around. And finally, speaking of lots of buttons, let's take a look at the arcade stick. Now, this is cool, and this needs a little work, I think. I had some people ask me, in the videos I did yesterday, John, isn't that big paddle in the way of the bat top? And I said I didn't think so, and I've changed my mind. I think it's definitely in the way. This needs to be a little reorganized, I think. And by the way, in speaking with my friends at My Arcade, they said none of this is in stone. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, they're still looking at how can I better organize, how can I better lay these things out. They're even talking about adding things like turbo and auto fire and stuff like that. Hold down a button for rapid, things like. Anyway, so there's more to come. But I can tell you, the stick feels good. I don't know if you can hear this in this noisy environment. It's kind of clicky. The buttons are not terribly clicky, but have a nice long throw. They're satisfying. And then here are all the option buttons across the top here. So, between all of these, we have a Gamestation Retro line. Now, I can't yet show you the Mega. The Mega is really not ready for a hands-on yet, but you can see this ecosystem is building up. I was stunned to see an SD card that I didn't think was there. Yeah. And for those that like to pause video and learn just how much they can learn, here is the preliminary box design that has a game list. So go off of that if you're looking to find out what's going to be included so far that we know of on the Retro. Did we just make some minor revelations here? I don't know. Look, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, that could be an SD card slot, but it's not going to be recognized for anything other than save games. I don't know. But it's a better look at what the Gamestation Retro has in store. Of course, the Mega is coming. Can't go hands-on with that yet, as we said. But what do you think? Is this a console or a platform that you're interested in getting for the games that are included in the platform that they're building? Let me know. My arcade is listening. They're reading these comments. Meanwhile, more CES coverage coming now and in the coming days as these products evolve. Can't wait to talk to you again next time. Bye-bye.